Good morning. It is 7:05 a.m. on Thursday, January 16th, 2020. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. I've actually been poking around on the internet with various things, so I was distracted before starting the video. In particular, I was looking up various video chat alternatives to Google Hangouts. Google Hangouts is a program that I've used for years as a, generally speaking, very reliable program that is easy to use for, video chat that I use for all sorts of my podcasts that I do with other people that are, not in the room with me. But there are things that I don't care for about Google Hangouts. The easy to use also translates to if it's doing something you don't want it to do, there's nothing you can do about it because it doesn't give you access to any of the controls. But the other aspect of that is that it's apparently going away. Now, in theory, it's going away when it is replaced by some new product, like Google Meet, I think, or something like that. Google Chat, Google Meet. Who knows? Not me. Maybe people who actually pay more attention to that know. But then there's also Microsoft Teams, which Microsoft and Windows seems very keen to get me on board with. I don't know. I'm wary of that one for whatever reason. Why I am more inclined to trust Google and less inclined to trust Microsoft. That's like team branding, and I don't mean like Microsoft Teams. Anyway, I was also a little annoyed last night in a completely unrelated subject that the fire alarm in my building went off twice in an evening. And I didn't know, this was not a regular occurrence. In fact, actually, I once lived in a building where it seemed to happen like a couple of times a week, and that started to get really irritating. But this building hasn't happened a lot. I mean, I've lived here for 3 years plus. I can count on one hand the number of times that's happened. And so, not a big deal generally. But when it happened the second time in one day, what's going on there, right? So, my understanding coming back in the second time is that it was someone vaping in one of the apartments first. And then the second time, after having caused it by vaping in the apartment, they decided to go try to vape in the stairwell instead, and guess what? So, it's interesting. This apartment, I have noticed, like I previously have set off the smoke alarms for, the smoke alarms just in my apartment for candles, like too many candles. Because, I kind of like lots of candles, but, when the windows weren't open and, so just the ventilation is such and the design of the alarms that they have caused that to go off. And I've sent the smoke alarms off cooking and stuff before as well. But I don't know, like I've never had it go so bad that it like triggered the whole building. Usually it's just in the one apartment until it's in the hallway, right? But I don't know. Anyway, that was, they sent out this morning an email to everyone reminding everyone there that this is a smoke-free community, meaning, the apartment building, and that includes vaping, which, I don't know. I mean, I think I don't object to vaping in the same way that I object to smoking. And even when I say object, I mostly just mean like in my personal presence. But at the same time, I think it is sometimes true that because, the clouds from vaping are nicer than cigarette smoke, it doesn't mean I'm always just okay with it for whatever. Now, let me be clear too. I'm not like uptight about it. I've many times been in the presence of people who wanted to vape for whatever reason, and generally speaking, I have never said no. But I appreciate the courtesy of asking and that sort of thing. Whereas I think some people just sort of assume like that, they don't have to ask. It's not a big deal, and they just blow all over everybody, and everything smells like vanilla now or whatever. Anyway, I'm rambling. I've got to get ready for work. So, anyway, I'm annoyed by vapors at the moment because they set off smoke alarms in my building last night. But that's all. Um, and I don't know, video chat. I'm tired, I think. All right, anyway, I'm going to talk to you guys tomorrow for 5 more minutes.